promise I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do right now. This is what I want to hear, I think. My headphones are not on my head tight, so they're going to start squealing. I'm Debbie Daly here with you on Friday night, the 5th day of March. The year is 2021. Sounds like we're way in the future, and I guess supposedly we are, because I had somebody watching me today talking on my iWatch. Is it iWatch? Yeah, my Apple Watch. And let me turn this down. Oh, that's too loud. And they said, wow, you're just like on the Jetsons, you know. I don't know. I don't think we're in the future. Everything seems the same to me. But it's an imminence front. I thought about that song the other day when I saw some friends of mine. When we lived in Plano, we had some friends that were really, really wealthy. And I'm talking wealthy. These people are the Stearns, and they developed what's called The Best of Dallas. And it's a book where only certain people get it. And it has like coupons for some of the nicest places in Dallas. You know, it sounds kind of hokey, but it's not. I mean, this woman put this thing together a long time ago, and she makes millions, literally. They live in Preston Royal. And I was looking at her Facebook page, and I haven't talked to her in years, because my children were best friends with her children. And we hung out. We went snow skiing together. We went to the beach together. We went to Hawaii together. We went to different places together like that, just traveling with two families. And her children were monsters. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point I'm trying to make is, since that time, I've kind of grown to be a different person and realized, and I looked at the pictures on her Facebook, and it's with all of these people that are these ultra rich people, these Dallasites. And I thought, what an imminence front. Because those people, if you were to look at them from the outside looking in, you would think, oh, beautiful family, wedding at Glen Eagles Country Club, you know, blah, 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 blah. But I happen to know the truth. The truth of the matter is, her oldest son became a heroin addict. Now he's clean now. And the other two just have somebody was talking, I just heard their voices, a real fucked up relationship with their mother. And Facebook is so full of an imminence front. Imminence meaning higher than normal, and a front meaning a put on, you know. And I try not to do that. The only thing I ever post on Facebook is just pictures about this or about hockey. I never try to put on an imminence front. But there's so many people that do. I know a couple on Facebook. I know them personally. They've been in my home many times. That only post happy, happy, happy things and blah, 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 blah. And I know the truth. The truth is, she can't stand him. And he's a jerk. And she's a fake you-know-what. You know, when I look at some women that have fake hair, fake teeth, fake boobs, fake fingernails, fake tan, fake hair, fake skin. I mean, everything about them is fake. I'm thinking, what would you normally look like? You know what I mean? I mean, it's like looking at some of the stars in Hollywood without their makeup on. They're ghastly. Have you ever seen Oprah Winfrey without her makeup on? It's like scary. Have you ever seen, I don't know, just pick anybody out. They're so plain looking. They just look like one of us, somebody we went to high school or college with. And yet when you see them on TV or in their whatever, they look so, they're putting on an imminence front. You know, I'm so glorious and beautiful. You know, I was talking to somebody last night about this exact subject, which was Mariah Carey. Now, I understand that Mariah Carey is really overweight right now. I think, I don't know, I could be wrong. But there's this facial cream that is called La Mer. La Mer sells for $1,000 an ounce retail. That's what it sells for retail. I don't know what it'd be wholesale, probably half that. But it's $1,000 an ounce, and it is miraculous. I've tried La Mer. I've used La Mer. It really is like nothing you've ever seen as far as the skin goes, the epidermis of our bodies. It was invented by a scientist, a NASA scientist named Huber. And he was doing an experiment one day, and these liquids blew up, and it scarred his face like so bad that he set out to find something that would rebuild your epidermis, with collagen or whatever. And he spent 11 years working on this project, and finally he said, this is it, it's right. And what he does is he gets sea kelp from the Dead Sea over in the Holy Lands. He harvests it out of the Dead Sea. It's kelp that's growing on the bottom of the sea, the Dead Sea. And he puts it in these containers, these large containers, and I can't think of the word. When something sits for a long time, it ages, okay? This stuff turns into whatever. And then he mixed in a couple of other ingredients and this, that, and the other. And I'm getting to a point. Stay with me. I use La Mer. It's called La Mer. It's just facial cream. It's all it is. You wash your face with whatever you want to wash your face with, and then you just dab this stuff on. But you have to put it on your fingers first and warm it up, and you put it on. Mariah Carey uses it on her entire body every day. This is a fact. I've heard her talk about it. So there's no telling what the woman spends on this stuff. She could spend as much as $1,000, a week, because it's $1,000 an ounce. But you can buy an eighth of an ounce. An eighth of an ounce will last you forever if it's just on your face. Quarter of an ounce and such like that. So I usually get a quarter ounce, and it costs me whatever, $190 or something. But anyway, that's beside the point. Mariah Carey, about 6-7 years ago, ran into Eminem somewhere. I don't know where. And they apparently got together. When they got together, Eminem, being as intelligent as he is, not trusting anybody, which is the right thing to do, recorded her voice on voicemails that she would call, and she would go, "Hey, it's me." Well, she eventually gets mad at him for some reason, and she does a song dedicated to him and has a person in the video that she makes, which looks just like Eminem. And everybody just winces and thinks, I cannot believe that this crazy woman has the nerve to go. You don't go up against Eminem and win. Nobody wins against Eminem. And so she comes out with this stupid song. And I remember thinking when it came out, I thought, has she lost her mind? Has she lost her mind? And sure enough, when he comes back at her with his song, he literally destroys her. This is her song. I'll play you some of it. Listen.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
Hold on. It'd probably be easier if I just read you the lyrics. Let me just show you the lyrics of it so you can know what she's saying. All right. Lyrics to Mariah Carey, Obsessed. Okay. All up in the blogs saying that we met in the bar when I don't even know who you are, saying that we were up in your house, saying that I'm up in your car, but you're at LA and I'm at Jermaine's. I'm up in the A. You're so lame, and no one here even mentions your name. It must be the weed. It must be the E, 'cause you've been poppin' hood. You get it poppin'. And then she says, finally found a girl that you couldn't impress. Last man on the earth couldn't hit this. You're delusional. You're delusional. Boy, you're losing your mind. It's confusing, yo. You're confused, you know. Why are you wasting your time? You got all fired up with your Napoleon complex. Seeing right through like you're bathing in Windex. Of course, she's got really, strange lyrics. And then she goes on to say that, blah, 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 blah. So now you know what she's going to say. Listen to what she says. She really fries him pretty hard. And she's got, the bad thing about it is she's got somebody in her video that mimics him. He's got on the hoodie, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Hold on. And I'll show you what Eminem came back at her with. Whoa. I think she actually thought, I don't know what she thought. She must have thought that he was just going to let it go because she was actually with another person when this all went down. It was, I forgot his name. And he, just listen to what he does. He literally comes out and threatens her. And I just love it.
Only reason I dissed you in the first place is because you did not see me. Now I'm pissed off. Sit back, homie, relax. In fact, grab a six-pack. Kick back while I kick facts. Yeah, Dre, sick track. Perfect way to get back. Wanna hear something wick-wack? I got the same exact tat that's on Nick's back. I'm obsessed now. Oh, geez, that's supposed to be me in the video with the goatee? Wow, Mariah didn't expect it to go balls out. Bitch, shut the fuck up before I put all them phone calls out. You made it my house when you was wildin' out. Before, Nick, when you was on my dick and give you something to smile about. How many times you fly to my house, still trying to count? Better shut your lying mouth if you the one Nick grinding out. You probably think cause it's been so long, if I had something on you, I would've did it by now. Oh, on the contrary, Mary Poppins, I'm mixing our studio session down and sending it to mastering to make it loud. Enough dirt on you to murder you. This is what the fuck I do. Mariah, it ever occur to you that I still have pictures? However you prefer to do, and that goes for Nick too, faggot. You think I'm scared of you? You're gonna ruin my career, you better get one. Like I'ma sit and fight with you over some slut bitch cunt that made me put up with a psycho ass over 6 months and only spread her legs to let me hit once. Yeah, what you gonna say? I'm lucky. Tell the public that I was so ugly that you fucking had to be drunk to fuck me. Second base, what the fuck you tell Nick Punk? In the second week we were dry humping. It's gotta count for something.
Whoa. Anyway, I don't know what made me think about that. But I don't know. That's just weird to me. I can't believe somebody would go up against Eminem. You had to be crazy because he's the number one. Did you know, I looked it up one time. He's the number one rapper of all times, even above all the black guys that rap. I know it sounds weird, but he is. He's made more money than anybody. Him and, what's the little short guy? I forgot his name. Anyway, not Lil Wayne. Although Lil Wayne is probably my favorite rapper if I had to pick one. I like his stories that he tells. But anyway, moving on. Okay. What else was I thinking about earlier? Oh, I don't expect anybody to be at my live show. I don't expect anybody to be here, period, because I basically don't do these anymore. Now, I used to do them all the time, and people were always just jammed up in the chat rooms, and, it was always like an event that everybody waited on every night. In fact, there would be warm-up shows that people would do waiting for me to come on the air. And it really wasn't so much me as it was me and the people that were on there. Now, a lot of people argue with me. I have people to this very, very day call me up, why aren't you doing shows? Why don't you know? I talked to Sonny last week. He said, I miss doing shows with you. Da, 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 da. Dr. B says, I miss doing shows with you. Eric called me and said, let's do shows again. And I understand, and I would love to do it. I'm off tomorrow. That's the only reason I'm doing it. I work. I didn't know that my job was going to take off like it did, because it kind of just spiraled out of control on me. And I love the position that I'm in right now. I'm making very good money, and I'm almost up in corporate. You know what I mean? It just makes me wish I would have worked earlier in life. I'd probably be in a much better position right now, if you know what I'm saying. But, you know, whatever. So, yeah, this is going to be, I mean, if anything, if I start doing these shows again, it'll be just like starting it over, which I have done before. I had a show, in 2009 that was fairly popular. It was called EVP. No, it was called something. I've got a copy of the first show I ever did. It was really funny. I made Heather call in. I made Heather call in as a caller. She called in and disguised her name. But after I did that show for a while, I got fairly popular when I was doing it. I had a pretty big audience, actually. And you can tell by the number of callers that I would have. And for some reason, my nose has stopped up. I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's this sachet I bought over here, this smell right here. It's one of those things you buy that you put in your air conditioner and it makes your house smell good. And there's one sitting right by me. But anyway, it was called All About EVP. And then I just quit. I don't know why. I quit for some reason. I think it was I was either homeschooling somebody or something was going on. I don't remember what it was. And I quit for 9 months. And then I went back and started it up again. And when I went back and started it up again, I was friends with a girl named Moon Lady. And she did readings. And she asked me one time, she goes, why don't you come on my show tonight and do readings with me? And I was like, what? So I did, and I started nailing these readings for some reason. And so I started getting into doing intuitive type readings. Some people call it psychic readings. But I basically started all over again. I mean, I started from scratch, but then I actually quit again after that. I quit in the year that was 2009. I quit again in 2010. Actually, I got blown off of Blog Talk Radio by the BWC, if you want to know the truth. I got blown off the air. And I went to another place called Live 365 and broadcast over there. And most of the people that were listening to me on Blog Talk Radio had come over there to listen. But it wasn't the same. And so I stayed off the air for I don't know how long. And then one day Shannon called me and she said, do you want to come back on? I said, yeah, sure. And I started all over again. So you basically have to start from scratch and rebuild your audience. It takes time for people to pass the word that you're back on the air and stuff like that. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. But when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about another good song that I like, which is by John Lennon. And John Lennon, of course, you know, was bashed by everybody for being with Yoko Ono because she was a monster. And she was a monster. But he did this song, and it reminded me of what I was talking about just right then. This one.
Our life together is so precious.
I think it's funny in this song how he tries to kind of sound like Elvis Presley a little bit. Listen.
Together we have grown. We have grown. Although our love is still special. Let's take a chance and fly away
John Lennon was targeted by Richard Nixon. I'm trying to adjust my sound. I forgot how to do all this. He was targeted by Richard Nixon and the FBI as a terrorist that was here to turn everybody against the war that was going on in Vietnam, and he was just the opposite. He was a peacemaker, and he was trying to make peace, and they ended up killing him in 1980. But that's what they do when they don't like you. The CIA kills you. I don't look at my chat room usually when I'm on the air, because if there's nobody there, I get like sad. If I do and somebody distracts me, then I also get sad. But I don't really expect anybody to be here. Oh, there's Jewish producer. I saw that. Take it back. Type it again. No, it's not. You need to stop it, Mandy. John Lennon didn't Oh, hi, Eric. Eric, you need to watch the end of that movie that I was telling you about. Oh, please, don't be mean. Every day we used to make it love. Why can't we be making love nice and easy? Yeah, he was targeted like a bitch. Liz and What the Fuck are there. So is the Reperception podcast, which is Jewish producer. And so is Eric, the Awakening Man. My friend Eric, the end is near. I don't know if I'd say the end is near, but Oh, shut up, Jewish producer. I don't hate Jews. I just hate one Jew. I work around some very, very old people, okay? And my best friend is 99 years old. I kid you not. He's a he's a World War II veteran. His name's Charles. Charles Rinkoff. His parents came over. They were immigrants from Germany. They got away from Hitler. And they lived in a camp. What do you call it? What kind of camp is it? When you come over and you don't have any money, they just came over and just got off the boat and thought, his dad had $8 in his pocket of German money. And this man was one of 7 children. There were 3 boys and 4 girls. His father was a farmer, and he would go into town and sell milk from goat's milk. And he tells me all these stories all the time. Well, when he was 17, he went to in 1945, he lied about his age. He was born in wait a minute, hold on, let me think. He was born in 02 or 03 or something like that. He goes and he lies. No, that can't be right. In 45, he was only, I think he was born in 23. For some reason, I want to say 23. And maybe he's not 99. I think he's 93. Let me do the math. I don't have my calculator. It's at work. He's, if he was born in 23, how old would that make him? It'd be 33, 43, 53, 63, 73, 83, 93, 2003, and then 2013. Yeah, that's about right. In 2013, he was 90. So in 2023, he'll be 100. So he's about 98, 96. And he lies about his age, and he goes to the office and signs up for the Army for World War II. And he gets sent to Fort McClellan, Alabama. In Fort McClellan, Alabama, yeah. And he's scared to death. He's only 17 years old, a young boy, and he said that he got sent there for training. They have to send you there like training, whatever, how to use a gun, how to march in time, and all that kind of stuff. Because in the Army, they train you to be as one. They drill out of your mind that you're a single person, that you are part of a moving team, that you are, just one of. Shut up, you idiots! I'm going to show y'all something paranormal in a minute. And they send him to Germany. And, you can imagine how scared he was. He said he was scared to death. Well, after... What I do is I work with veterans. And I help them to get their pensions and things along those lines. What did you need? You need to stop. Stop it, Eric. Be nice. What the fuck is this bullshit Debbie's trying to say now? And I asked him, I said, what do you think about the world today? And I said, you lived through the 60s. You lived through the 70s. You lived through a lot of things. So comparatively speaking, what do you think about what's going on today? And he says, there's no way this world is going to be around much longer. He says, it's literally out of control. He said, it's beyond anything I've ever gone through. He lived through the Depression. He lived through the Dust Bowls. He lived through all of that. He lived through World War II. He survived. He got out. He got sent, not to the front lines, but he got sent in the airborne number 5, whatever the hell. Yeah, it's just the truth. That's what he said. And he's not really a deep Christian either. He's not a real religious man. he said that he's never seen anything like this before. Y'all, stop. What do you mean my heart will go on? That reminds me of something funny. A friend of mine did... There's a guy I know that lives in Australia. His name is... And he showed me this a long time ago. He says, I did on my recorder, I did My Heart Will Go On. His name's Matt Mulholland. You got to hear this. He doesn't know how to play. It's a recorder, like you learn in school. Listen to this part. Idiot. When Scott said My Heart Will Go On, I thought about that. And I said, well, what do you think changed? What happened? And he said technology changed. He worked 27 years at, what's it called? I can't think of the name of it. It's the big Ernst and Young, the big bean counters. What do you call them? They're like accountants, bookkeepers. And for some reason, the people that I walk around nowadays, I can see what they were. Like I was walking around in this lunchroom just 3 days ago. This is a true story. And I looked at this man that I'd never met before. I mean, I knew he was with us. And I said, for some reason, I see numbers all around you. And he was the bookkeeper for this. I mean, these men are out of the industrial age when these big companies came out, and you sold your soul to the company store. And he was with Xerox. This is true. I can back all this up. The Xerox Corporation, he was one of their bookkeepers. Well, then I was around this other man, and I said, can I ask you a very strange question? I said, what? I said, for some reason, I see travel all around you. Travel, travel, travel. And these men are 93, 96, 94. Some of them might be 90. Some of them might be 80, because I work mostly with World War II vets. Some Vietnam vets. A lot of Vietnam vets, but mostly the World War II. The Vietnam vets are pretty messed up. The World War II vets aren't. Because battle fatigue came, it was first created after the Korean War, when men would come home that were just beat to death by their superior officers. Like, you're a piece of crap, Gump, I don't care what you do, you piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. And they would take it out on their wives. And the men that came home from World War II didn't have that problem for some reason, because it was a big war that you knew who your enemy was. They had on a uniform. They were German soldiers or what have you, wherever they sent you. He got sent to Germany, and he was in the something or other. He's got all his things. Actually, I've got his paperwork in my briefcase. But it's the most amazing thing to see. He had a document in his... I had to call Sonny. I said, you won't believe this, Sonny. He was like, what? Because Sonny knows what I do. He knows where I work. So does Eric. And I said to Sonny, I said, you aren't going to believe what I saw today. And he's like, what? And I said, this gentleman comes in my office and sits down because I'm a consultant for the Veterans Administration for pensions. And he's walking with a walker, you know, and he's just like going real slow. And he's got all of these papers. And he says, in here is, I said, well, do you have your DD 214? No, but I got it out of the safe, you know, and he just fumbles and fumbles. And he takes out this paper, I told Sonny, that looks like the Dead Sea Scrolls. All of these old papers. And one of them had the original signature of Harry Truman. And I looked and I went, this is a real letter signed by Harry Truman. And I thought, what could that be possibly worth? And he was like, well, I don't know. And I took it and I put it in some plastic for him, in a plastic cover thing. I said, you need to take care of this. And he says, well, I'll put it in the safe and all this kind of stuff. And I kept saying, what, I need to get your service number and I need to get your date of your date of entry, blah, blah, blah. He still knew his dog tags number. And those men, this is what makes me worry about the future that our country is in, because I think we lost a dying breed of men that I would consider real men. What men are technically defined as, you know, as far as people say, well, times are a change, you know, times change or whatever. I don't believe that. I believe that cars change, computers change, music changes, but I don't think people change. I think that people need to stay. I mean, some of the best countries in the world live on tradition. Sweden. A lot of countries live on tradition, and tradition is important. But anyway, I'm getting beyond myself here. These men get up in the morning and they dress with slacks on and buttoned up shirts, and they all carry a pocket knife. I think that is the coolest thing, that men use to carry pocket knives. I mean, how many of you guys right now can reach in your pocket and pull out a pocket knife? You know what I mean? But he seems to think that technology well, Debbie, don't cuss. He seems to think that technology fucked us up. Do you hate FDR? Shut up, Mandy. You're as old as me, so shut the fuck up, bitch. Mandy, when is Debbie talking about pocket knife? I know, but it's cool. I'm saying that the older things are better. Y'all aren't even listening to me. I can't stand Curtis. I think Curtis is an asshole. I cannot stand him. I do. I tried with Curtis. Oh, did you in what dream? No, FDR, Roosevelt was okay, but he really didn't do anything. I mean, he was sort of like just a sissy. He was like a pussy. And Truman was the god, I think, in my book, he was the god of all presidents. I mean, he was unbelievable. He was amazing. He was crazy amazing. Shut up, Scott. Yeah, FDR was. Oh, I can't look at you, Jewish producer. You're so crazy. You don't think that gorillas are real. I wouldn't say he saved America. Churchill. Mandy, you're not from England, okay? You're from Texas. Churchill was better. Oh, God, I hate you all. You know what? Thinking of Curtis, do y'all remember the night that Eric called in and chewed Curtis out like a freaking bitch because he would not shut up about some bullshit that we were talking about? I mean, I'm sorry, I cuss. I was raised by a Marine. Y'all can just not listen if you don't want to. Don't listen, see if I care. And Curtis, I actually made a drop, I guess you would call it, a clip of Curtis talking about I've got my iTunes open. I can see y'all over on the right. Okay, if gorillas are fake, no, he wasn't. If gorillas are fake, I want you to come to Dallas. Let's go to the Dallas Zoo, you and I want you to get into the gorilla cage. Okay? You want me to play Curtis Hurling? Okay. It was actually me, Sonny, and Eric were listening. Me, Sonny, and Eric were on my show one night, and Curtis was on JP's show. And we were listening live, and I mean, we just lost our shit. We'd lost it. Actually, it was taped before my show. We freaking lost. I mean, Sonny and Eric loses his shit laughing. Literally, these men were cracking up, Sonny and Eric. We're listening and listening and listening. And Curtis, I kept saying I said, guys, Curtis was drunker than I've ever heard him in my life. I mean, he couldn't even speak. He was just like growling. He's like, rawr. And then all of a sudden, out of the clear blue silence, Jewish producer, I bet his face went white as a ghost. Curtis hurls on the air. And I mean to tell you, Sonny freaking loses it. Literally loses it. I mean, you can hear Sonny laughing. He goes, ha! He just cracks up. And, of course, Eric does, too. See if I've got that somewhere. I know where it's at. It's not there, but I know where it's at. It's good stuff. No, it's good. It's the best thing you've ever heard, Scott. Okay, let me get it. It's funny as, oh my God. I thought we were going to die because sometimes we laugh so hard on my show that, I mean, it's like I can't catch my breath. Okay, it's right here. It's on private, so I'm the only one that can get to it. It was just me and Sonny and Eric just talking about whatever the fuck, just talking. And all of a sudden I said, hey, by any chance, did either one of y'all listen to JP? Did y'all catch JP's show earlier? And Eric goes, yeah, I was there. I was trolling in the chat room and blah, 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 blah. And I said, man, they were having a drinking game that said anytime somebody says Debbie, they had to drink. Well, it was Darren, JP. It started off with Dennis, but Dennis ends up hanging up. But anyway, it's good stuff. It's funny as fuck. It's called, what's it called? It's called Debbie and Eric and Sonny. What the fuck is it called? It's called something. Nobody can find it. Even Sonny tried to find it one time and he couldn't find it. Let me see if I can find it by doing a search. Sonny. Let's see, it says there's 5 on this page. There would be... Oh, it's funny as hell. Where is it? I'll find it. You know me, I always find it. Nothing stops me. Okay, I'll see. Hold on. Okay, there we go. There's that one, and that one, and more. There's... So fucking funny. You ready? I found it. From December the 15th of last year. The year was 2019. A year ago, December. It's about a year and a half ago. This is Debbie, Sonny, and Eric laughing it up. Listen to this. Now let me find it, so be patient.
Said I'm gonna remote view your router, pal.
He said
or
if
something like that.
If you don't stop being pretending. We're talking about Fire. My friend Fire, he's a hacker troll, and he told this guy on my show one night that was being a fake United States Army. He goes, if you don't take down that goddamn sign, I'm going to remote view your router, pal. Listen.
Kennedy and all the things that have happened in our country, that a lot of these you can find if you do FOIA requests, and people have documents. Documents have been released after 20, 30, 50 years. I don't know why they release those documents, but if you really want to know the truth on some things, you can actually find the documents, and it's right there. So some of these stories are not conspiracy stories. You can find the... Go ahead.
Wonder when all of the stuff that Johnson sealed up is due to be released.
50 years after his death. When did he die?
Or was it after his death? Okay, I wasn't.
Austin.
He died in what, 88, something like that?
I don't know. He went crazy.
Oh, totally.
Gil
You've
was
seen the
guilt
pictures of him where he has his hair is longer than mine. His hair was long.
Couldn't he? What do you mean? How long is your hair, Sonny?
Well, I've let mine kind of go in the back a little bit. I'm getting it all cut tomorrow, so it'll all be good.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't even finish his. I was eating some pasta. He couldn't even finish his second term in office. He was so haunted by what he did with JFK.
I am telling you that Neil. I just read something that Neil wrote. I swear to God, he's kin to Michael Hood. He said, he wrote in there, I remote viewed the CIA. I seen 3 different things.
That's
Wasn't Michael Hood always talk about remote viewing?
Yep. And remember what Fire City goes, I'm going to remote view your router.
Yes, he did. Sure did. Said, I'm going to remote you.
Okay, I'm going to bump it forward to where we start listening to JP's show. Okay, so just be patient. It's really funny. It's worth listening to. Here we go.
Remote view your router, pal.
He said,
or
if you
something
don't
like
stop,
that.
if you don't stop being pretending like you're in the Air Force, he said, I'm going to remote view your router, pal. He was a
4, 5, 6, 7th in earnings, made $4 million. I've seen The Lobster. Yeah, it's a crazy movie. It's a pretty. That's what it was.
So he had to blind himself, and if you didn't find
For being confused and we.
Okay, we're on JP's show now, and I'm skipping forward. But it's funny to me how JP and Darren tried to act very nonchalant. They were trying to cover up the fact that Curtis was blasted out of his mind. Okay, here we go.
I don't know. Some movies like that are
Feral. That's who
Damn
I'm
it,
thinking
I'm
of.
trying to get to it.
Yes,
I don't know
Riley.
why I can't.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, got to keep going. This,
Okay.
at one point, they
that.
recognized I was in the chat room. I don't know if we're past that part or not, but I started trolling them hard in the chat room, and they commented, but then they were so drunk they didn't care. You know, it's like I was
Yeah,
Now go on, continue.
I remember when Matt Damon.
Is he like eating his microphone?
I don't know. He
I
used,
think he was in the toilet trying not to throw
he
up.
said he
Wait for that one role too. He's
shut up.
the
Listen to
Adjustment Bureau. Yeah, I love the girl in it.
Quiet, brother. My lover.
Curtis,
My
why
lover.
Quiet, brother, my lover. Oh my God.
Go to bed.
Quiet.
You're
We're trying
drunk.
to do a podcast.
Don't get in a car, please. Whatever you do, don't
Quiet.
fucking drive anywhere. Please, give me your keys. Fucking drunk.
What was that movie with? That's so weird because
4 times?
I've seen it even more than that.
What?
Just to improve, you know.
So, shh. Quiet now. Go to bed. Everybody go to bed.
Everybody
You are drunk.
anyone said I was a gay.
You are
Jesus Christ.
I don't give a
Just
shit.
Nelly. Couldn't be no
My
Nellier.
wife and I lived with a gay guy for like 3 years, and like met all his friends. And
There's like,
Oh, JP
I have
will
a
live
lot of
have
gay
half
friends
of you
as well.
after. Shh.
and hey, shut up. I'm talking. It's so rude when you do that. It's one of your least cunning qualities. Buoyant and
it's Trinity.
we still have 4.5
God.
hours.
I know that people say they're gay and they're straight, but I know that JP is both gay and straight.
He's
I know.
Oh,
I know you are.
Is that what God told you?
No, just truth.
I've
Just,
had many come-ons before.
You
I
are a
think
gay
I would've
man.
I
capitalized.
said a lot.
Jesus Christ.
Because you
I
are.
gotta download this. Hold on, let me hit the
Because you are a gay man. Okay, let's go forward. For those of you that don't know, Curtis was this drunk. They used to come on my show in the entire year of 2017. I mean, I've got hundreds of shows that he was on. He was drunk. He would drink grain alcohol the entire time until he was just blown away drunk. Okay, I'm going to skip forward just a wee bit. Here we go.
Dennis sounds like Foster Brooks. He'll be like this. Sometimes he'll drop his words.
JP and I, we have a
pretend I never even existed. All right, and when
oh God, can you mute him?
And you put your existence.
Oh my God!
Into other people's lives. You have to.
I'm gonna go then. Ow!
That yes, you
do.
Yes. I told Curtis one time, I said, one of these nights you're gonna
ready. That's what it sounded like to me.
Wow. Right, let me go to a roast. Terry is roasting. Sounds like, listen to Dennis, listen.
You'd be surprised.
And you are. No, you do.
I'm nice on the radio, right? But if you saw me in real life or saw me when I was pissed, you would be surprised.
No.
Believe me.
I know. See.
He did it again. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I guess that means you're just so drunk you just kind of just drop your words or something. Oh, it's funny.
That's funny.
Fuck.
So, in his drunken state, Kurt decided to say that JP was his drunken lover.
Yeah. Yep. That's what he said.
Wow.
He said that he had a secret crush on JP or something like that. I don't know what he was saying.
Wow.
He basically was trying to let JP know that it's okay to come out of the closet, but JP wasn't ready, but Kurt was ready. That's what it sounded like to me.
Wow.
You gotta follow what Darren's doing, man. See, you know, Kurt, I've been watching you for a long time, sir.
Quantification. No,
share what I see. That's all.
Well, you can share what you think.
Yeah, and I'm.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kurt is definitely doing some coke. I don't know.
Oh my God. That brings it back to the meth days.
Wow.
I think I hear Curtis snoring.
Anybody there? Oh no, nobody's chatting.
All right. Still there.
Yeah, it's fun. Nobody's chatting.
Oh my God! I didn't know this happened. Did you know this, Eric?
In the ground.
Yeah, I was listening.
Oh my God.
God dang, that's pretty wild.
Oh, that made my jaws hurt.
Sleeping. He's gonna be making all kinds.
Wow.
He basically was trying to let JP know that it's okay to come out of the closet.
You go from Tullison to Thousand Oaks and then head south. JP's.
Oh my God.
That's where his pool cabana is.
So now he's wanting to go to JP's house.
Exactly. He had the blood flow going. He needs somewhere to put it.
I'm telling you.
Wow, that was wild. And it goes, I wonder, how does it end? What do they end up doing?
Those guys were on
I
there
don't know.
for like 5 or 6 hours, Debbie. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I think so.
They were drinking for 5 hours.
Just to see if he'll join. It's only 1:20.
Is Curtis throwing
He just puked.
That's exactly what that was.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That is so good.
We gotta hear this. Wait, listen.
Now he's taking a dump.
Kurt, are you there? He's still.
Here we go. That's a drop, man.
Oh my God.
That is the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life on a show. He was going slimy, and all of a sudden he just goes, he just throws up on here. God, that is some funny stuff. It's good stuff. Listen, I think we were in shock. Let's hear it again when we first hear it. Listen. Oh, JP, that was funny.
JP's house?
Yeah.
He's in the valley. He's in
So we go from where to where?
You go from Tullison to Thousand Oaks and then head south. JP's.
Oh my God.
That's where his pool cabana is.
So now he's wanting to go to JP's house.
Exactly. He had the blood flow going. He needs somewhere to put it.
I'm telling you.
Okay, now listen how none of us are expecting it. We're just talking and listen to what happens. It's great.
Wild. And it goes. I wonder, how does it end? What do they end up doing? They just
Those guys were on
I
the air
don't know.
for like 5 or 6 hours, Debbie. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I think so.
They were drinking for 5
Adam
hours.
just to see if he'll join. It's only 1:20.
Is Curtis throwing?
he just puked.
That's exactly what that was.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So good.
We gotta hear this. Wait, listen.
Now he's taking a dump.
Kurt, are you there? He's still.
Here we go. That's a drop, man. I'm gonna record it.
My God.
Oh my God.
Now he's taking a dump.
Kurt, are you there? He's still in the background?
Hang on, I saw you, Eric. Hold on.
He's still hugging onto the toilet.
He's going to bed.
He's praying to the porcelain god.
Listen.
All right, let's end this. We tried.
Wait, did you?
I would love to have seen Darren's face right when Curtis started hurling. I've got another really, really funny thing to play, y'all. Hold on just a second. Something came through on my Skype on my phone. So I'm opening Skype on my... Hold on just a second. Yeah, it's radio gold. It's fucking hysterical, JP. I just would love to have seen your face when he did that. I've got something else that's even funnier than that almost to show y'all that has to do with me and Sonny and the Jew. We were talking one night and y'all want to hear Fire with that crazy guy? I've got that. It's called, let me see. I was trying to open Skype. Let me find this. Hold on just a second first. It's funny. Fire says, if you don't stop doing stolen valor, I'm going to remote view your router, pal. He's a hacker. He's a good hacker, too. He's mean, though. He can be meaner than the fire in hell. His name's Fire Shit. And the only reason I bring it up is we were talking about that earlier. I could probably get him on the air with me right now if y'all wanted to talk to him. He's cute. He's real cute. The first night I met him, he called me into a webcam chat on Tiny Chat. And I was on the air. And he goes, come on and meet me in Strope. And I said, okay. And he was just as cute as a bug. Come on, computer. It's acting stupid now. He was as cute as a bug. Hold on. Oh, if I answer that, that's my phone. I'm trying to get it to open on my computer, Eric. Hold on. And now I've got just a spinning wheel on my computer. I don't know what that means. I think it's messed up. I think I might have just, my computer might have froze on me here. Damn it. It's just spinning and spinning and spinning. Oh, wait, it stopped spinning finally. Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to put his name in there. Hold on, this is funny. You're going to like this. It's Skype. Skype pulls on your bandwidth a lot. And so when you open up Skype on your computer, when you're trying to do something like this, it really pulls your bandwidth. And so you lose all power you've ever had here. And so it just like, my computer's just like going, what? Okay, and here it is. Listen. He comes on the end, I think. Pretty sure. I just hit play. Okay, my Skype is open now. Hold on just a second. God, that's funny.
What the fuck? No, he doesn't.
Young hot mom just in the 90s or something.
That's Fire.
You look like Debbie Daly back in the 90s.
Fuck off and die young.
Do I look like you in the? Do I look like you in the 90s, Mom?
No, you don't look like me, baby.
I look like a cuter version of you in the 90s.
Fire! You look like Debbie Daly back in the 90s.
I'm waking right now.
Fire.
Fucking Fire. What's going on, Fire? How you doing, man?
Chunky, man. Debbie Daly's got some big old titties, man.
Yes, I do. I will admit
That's what fucking Doggiest was telling me.
I am definitely endowed in that department.
She used to jerk off with doggies all the time.
I did not.
She was mad at Victor. She'd be like, "Oh, doggies, you're so smart."
Is that her husband's name? Is it Victor?
Yeah, his name is Victor Montoya.
So is he the attorney?
No, he's not an attorney. He's a bounty hunter, like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Not.
Spanish.
No, he's
Mom, what does your husband do? He's an attorney.
Fire. He was a bail bondsman for 28 years.
He's a bounty hunter. That's what a bail bondsman is, a bounty hunter.
He's a bounty hunter?
I'm the dog, the big bad dog. Victor Montoya.
No, wait, that's fire. Hold on, I got a call coming in. It's not coming on my computer. It's coming on my... Oh, it's JP. I'm trying to get my Skype to open on my computer. I'm not going to answer it on my phone. Hold on. Do-do-do. Update my messages, you stupid piece of crap. Skype, you piece of crap. The last thing I had was from somebody named Brian Porter and Anonymous and Yogi Ramesh. And here we go. It's not coming up. It's like it's not showing y'all calling. You stupid piece of shit. Well, I'll call y'all then. Let's see. Calls. Money Mike, Dr. B, The Champ, Todd Morris, Andrew, Steve Rush, Mr. Midnight Movie. Where are y'all? Why doesn't it come up on my computer here? That is weird. I'll just call you guys. Okay, contacts. A Wild Deet, Alan Wayne, Amanda Pinklight, Andrew, Andy Bond, RD, Big Bill, scrolling down. Who am I looking for? I'm looking for Eric. Let's see. There's Fire. Eric. There's Eric. Let me call Eric first, then I'll ring JP and see what Eric wants. I don't know if he wanted to be on the air, but I'm going to assume he did. I hit call and it's just sitting there. Oh God, my computer's acting so stupid, but it's working, but it's very, very slow. Call, you piece of shit. Call. It's not calling. It's just sitting there, not doing anything. Well, I guess I'll have to call you on my phone. Let me see. Fuck. Where did it go? I had one from Eric, I thought. Gosh, I've got so many calls on here. Okay, Skype. Where are you, Skype? I don't even know where you are. I talk to the Jew sometimes on here. Where's my Skype? I'll have to do a search for it. Search. S-K-Y. Skype. Skype. There we go. And Skype. Hold on. Hey, Siri. Can you open Skype? There we go. Okay. Ah, that's weird. Okay, there it is. Hey, Eric. Hey, JP. Okay, let's call Eric on this one. What a piece of shit. It's ringing.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. What's going on? Oh, shit. Now you're on my computer. Hang up.
You want me to hang up?
Yeah. Here he comes. It's on my computer. Oh, what did I do? Eric? Oh, I fucked. Yeah, hang up on this one. I'm doing it on my computer. I'm just going to hang up on him. Hang up. Okay. Now let me call you on my computer. Okay, here he goes. This is me calling him on the computer now. What an idiot. Pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. Hello? Eric?
I'm here.
Uh-oh, I got to change my sound. Hold on. Let me change my sound settings. I've got the wrong settings on. Hold on. What's going on? Were you listening to that thing with Eric when we were listening to JP's show?
I love it. I was cracking up. That was fun. It was amazing that you could pull that out of the archive so quickly.
Oh, I can pull up more than that. Just whatever I want. I got a lot. If that impresses you, you have no idea what I can pull up. Hold on, let me put you on the speakers. Okay, and there you go. Okay, now we hear you.
Right on. So I think JP wants in on some of this action.
I would love to have seen JP's face during that interaction between Curtis and he, because you could tell that JP was trying to stay so cool like a cucumber, and he just couldn't. I mean, he was like
that was a classic show. I'll never forget that. You know what's a trip is it was only like 15 months ago. It feels like it was years ago, doesn't it?
I know. I was thinking the same thing. It seems like it's so long ago, and it wasn't that long. It was just a minute ago, you know?
Yeah.
Where are you?
So yeah, I just wanted to hang out with you. I mean, I'll just kind of play off whatever you're doing, and if you want to ask me any questions, I don't know. I'm not here to dominate your show. I'm just glad you're back on the air.
What is his name, JP? What's your name on Skype? I don't even find you on there. Let's see. Your name is
Jewish producer.
No, it just says JP.
Would it be the percussionist or whatever? The Repercussion podcast?
Reperception.
Reperception podcast.
I'm going to add him into the call, see if he wants to talk. I don't know if he will or not, but he's added. Yeah,
he was on the show with Doc Ram, which was fantastic, by the way.
What show's that?
Gigi did a show tonight. His shift happens with he always has Doc Ram on every several months or so.
Hey,
and
JP.
This guy, man, he's the most brilliant man I've ever heard in my life.
Really?
Yeah, ask JP about it. If he comes on, JP. Yeah, we were like just sitting there, just kind of in awe of his information.
Don't believe anything out of Eric's mouth. Nothing.
So you were on with somebody named Doc something?
Doc Ram.
Doc Ram. That's right. Yeah.
What's a Doc Ram?
When are you gonna get Debbie? When are you gonna get the shot?
I'm not getting the shot.
It's none of our business. Everyone, keep it a secret.
No.
I don't want to hear about your damn needle in your arm. I don't care.
Everybody at the place that I work had it, and I'm the only person who refused it. I had to sign a document.
Don't you remember a time when HIPAA meant something?
I am not going to do that shit. Nobody I know will take it.
There is technically a interesting caveat to the whole HIPAA regulation. Because, look, I went through school, and my main priority was to maintain HIPAA standards, which is privacy. It's all about privacy. What happens to you medically, it's your business, not anybody else's.
Yeah. But what you're confusing is HIPAA is the fact that nobody else can give out. A doctor's office cannot give out anything about you. Now, if you want to say something, that's not against HIPAA.
But that's not what we're hearing. Everybody's asking everybody about whether they're getting vaccinated, and I'm saying
that doesn't break a HIPAA law. That would be if they ask their doctor.
Yeah, but it's also my own business. What I do medically, if I go to a doctor...
I'm proud to say I won't take that crap.
Why do people all of a sudden want to go out and start talking about it?
I wouldn't take that vaccine.
What
changed? Wait a minute. Joey.
What do you want?
Joey, don't you have... If you want to fly or you want a job, don't you have to prove that you've been vaccinated, son?
No, my son just got on an airplane to Breckenridge, Colorado, and he didn't have to prove it. You're just too freaked out and
dude, you're tripping.
You're scared. Mr. Midnight Movie's scared of his own shadow nowadays. Yeah.
Yes, Brian.
Weird.
Mr. Midnight Movie is a scaredy cat.
How did he leak onto the phone call? What are you in Discord, or is he like at your house or something?
No, well, I'm just on Skype.
We're on Skype, but he and I are on Discord, I think.
Okay, got it. Good to see that you guys are all okay, by the way. I know we've had lots of back and forth over the years, but I love you guys. I just want you to know
Likewise.
Right.
By the way, Debbie...
And by the way, Eric, next time you get down to see, what's his name? He doesn't live far from me. Let me know.
I'm coming down there probably in the next week because I just bought these Gen 3 night vision Zoom goggles that were like $3,000.
Let me know. We'll get together.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to San Clemente. How far are you from San Clemente?
Not that far. Maybe an hour and a half.
I like San Clemente. My buddy lives. Actually, Brad lives there. Brad, who usually co-hosts on.
That's who I'm talking about.
You can come hang out with us.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
bring some of my lemon poontang. We'll smoke some of that.
Well, I hate to interrupt your little tea party, but what were you going to say, Mr. Midnight Movie?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll shut up.
No.
Well, whatever happened to Jerry, the guy from Baltimore?
Jerry's
Portland, I mean, the guy from
Portland.
He's still around. I can ring him in right now, probably, if I wanted to. Everybody's still around. It's just me that's not around. Seriously, I talk to Sonny like all the time, and it's just me. I'm laying down. You know how I always lay down this late, but yeah, he's still around. Jerry's still around. Jerry's cool as fuck.
Yeah,
Jerry's smart.
I'm down.
Willie said about one of my shows is that he thought he was going to hear a gunshot at the end of it, like it was going to blow my fucking brains out.
I've got to admit, I'm totally worried about you. I don't know what the hell happened to you. It's weird.
Mental, totally mental.
No, fuck, and my fucking Skype won't work, and they won't send me the fucking code. Fucking bullshit.
Sound like a little bitch.
Sounds like Occam's razor to me. It's always somebody else.
Sounds like a personal problem.
It sounds like you've been having sexual relations with minors. I think there's some trouble along the way.
The hell would make you say that?
It was from the Bathtub Chronicles.
Oh, yeah.
Bible Bathtub Chronicles.
You know, I actually have some of those on my computer. I swear.
We do our own.
What was that song? What was the song she played, Brian? Is he there?
He's breaking up.
Yes, I'm in here. It was called Web of Lies.
Web of Lies. That's good as shit.
Web of Lies.
She called herself Truth Talks Radio.
If not us, then who?
Good times.
Okay, can we go back to hating each other again?
No.
Let's pick a topic that we can all argue about.
Right now is over.
I want to hear about your personal experience. And someone is a photographer. I'm kidding.
I want to know how many shots you've gotten in your arm.
None. I refused it. I can show you the document where I've refused it. I absolutely refused it.
Nice. Good for you.
I'm not
I
going to
haven't
take
had a
that
shot in my arm in
shit.
40
I don't need a
years.
vaccine.
There you go.
At least shot once a year, everybody.
At least don't be first in line to get it. Jeez.
There's no way they would have to tie me down to do that. I'm not going to take that. It just doesn't. It's just not normal. I don't believe in vaccines anyway. Practically, I believe in a very, very few of them, but not something that that crazy. Nobody knows what the hell that shit is. You know.
When's the last time you guys had a flu shot? It's not mandatory, but it is recommended.
40 years.
Really?
Never.
Yeah.
I never got sick
Never.
once until last year.
You ever had a flu shot?
I've never had one. No.
No, never. But I have looked at my full vaccine records to just basically, I guess self-dox on my stupid vaccines. But yeah, I've had 4 months. What is rubella? I don't even know what that is. I had a vaccine for that. And then I had I had 3 vaccines, but then I had 3 or 4 boosters. And guess what year that was, Debbie? Guess what year I had all my boosters? 1984.
Probably when you were young. Yeah.
1984. Can you go figure, right? That was my last time I had one.
Well, I had those kind of shots around. The last time I had it was in 81. They gave me all my shots.
You probably had fewer than I did.
Fuck off, Reds. You try to do a show, and I'll see how just good your fucking show is. It's a 2012 all over again. Blow me.
Reds is being really mean.
Reds never answers my questions, and she won't talk to me.
Yeah, pretty mean for somebody who doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, she needs to shut up for somebody that takes her clothes off all the time.
But there's on there that she might not be a woman.
She goes, this is ridiculous. She goes, fuck you, Debbie. So, you can't take a joke, huh, Reds?
You know what?
She left the chat room. Look, it says she left.
Well, Katie, if you have a dick, I don't give a shit. I really don't care at this point in my life.
I don't give a fuck either. If you get hurt by what I say, then just, you're going to have to just build a bridge and get over it.
If you look like Conway pussy, I'll still fuck you.
If it has a pulse, you will, Mr. Midnight Movie. It's funny. Nobody even says anything when Reds leaves. They're just like, oh well. Kurt, blah, says Liz.
Reds is such a coward.
Yeah, she was my best friend, and then she starts talking. I don't know what happened to her. I don't really care. I mean, I'm like, at this stage in my life, I don't give a fuck. You don't want to be around me? Bye. I could care less.
That was very symptomatic of what everybody's experiencing right now. Like, oh, you're not saying what I like? Fuck you. Goodbye. We got canceled by Reds.
Reds on my knee and bounce her up and down like a little
Reds has a true revolving door. Liz!
Whatever happened to Goofy? Is Goofy Bone dead? Is he met Bill Wagner in the
who?
What would he in the spam clouds in the big
who
spam?
Liz, look. Where she wrote in the chat room where it says Kurt. She's got those vomits in Discord. Don't. Oh my God, Mandy, stop it. That's Kurt. Stop it. Don't look.
Now,
It's gross.
What's Wild Goose up to now?
Not much. Stop posting those, you idiots. That's horrible, JP.
It's like watching a movie. They have to have a throw up in every movie now.
Yeah, Victor was saying there has to be a vomit in every movie. Have you noticed every movie you watch there has to be a vomit scene?
No, I didn't notice that. Exorcist?
Is Eric still there? Eric, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
my
looking at
God.
the Bob Lazar on the Ancient Aliens.
Oh, stop it! Stop it, Scott. That's gross. Oh my God, I can't look at that. I'm gonna have to bump that out of the screen.
What is that dirty old man doing now?
They're posting these horrible vomit shots. I know.
Oh.
Stop it! God damn it, Mandy! Stop
Just
it.
a kid.
It's gross as fuck.
Now, what does Mandy really look like?
Mandy's beautiful.
She looks like a giant Viagra pill.
No, she doesn't.
Mandy has Down syndrome? Because I've heard that.
Down syndrome? No. Mandy's beautiful. I've seen Mandy on webcam many times and on video.
Yeah, who is Mandy and where is she from and how old is she? I mean, give me the basic rundown. I don't need to know all the details, but just give me a ballpark.
Like, she looks a little bit like Katie D.
No, she doesn't. She's beautiful. Mandy's gorgeous. She is.
You got that
She's
part
beautiful.
there. Where's she from? How old
She's
is
sort of
she?
from the Fuck You network, that era. She's with, what was the guy's name on there? What was his name? What was his name?
I don't know any of these fucking people anymore.
What was his name? He was real popular on I forgot his name. Anyway, and she sort of came in through him, is what I thought. She
So
used
nobody's
to,
actually ever met her. So for all we know, she could be a sock account. And
No. I've seen her many times on webcam. I've talked to her on webcam. I've seen her on webcam. That's kind of the way you validate somebody. If you see them actually live on a webcam, you can't fake anything. There's no filters on webcam.
I got you. Yeah, so she's at least 30 or 40, or what are we talking about here?
65. She looks like Katie D.
No, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know how Mandy is.
She's not in her 20s. Let's put it that
No,
way.
no, not by a long shot. Sorry, Mandy. God, I had to get out of Discord with that vomit. That was gross.
Why?
Because it's gross.
No, it isn't, God damn it. I'll give Katie D a piggyback ride, and her kids can see it. She has twins, by the way. What is one a girl and one's a boy? Is that it?
No, one is blind and they're both retarded. It's sad.
Oh my God.
You didn't know that?
Why would you out her retarded children?
I'm just being honest.
Oh,
One of them is blind. It's really sweet and sad, and then one of them has Down syndrome really bad. It's sad.
Mandy. I don't know if Mandy has Down syndrome.
Mandy doesn't have Down syndrome.
Downs, a little bit of down. A little bit of ups too, but she's mostly
No,
down.
She's okay. Mandy's all right. I like Mandy.
Got the true Mongoloid features. Mongo Mandy.
Now you, on the other hand, have turned retarded.
You know what? You called me a fat retard one time, and I forgive you.
Well, if the shoe fits. No, I'm joking.
Well, if the moccasin fits, you were Indian gays.
If the moccasin fits.
When you promised to take me out to steak dinner when you were in L.A., and you didn't.
I don't needlessly insult people and call them names.
There's your buddy, Mr. Solution.
Hi, Daddy.
Well, you called me already. Oh, I listen to every word of that show, sir. And first of all, let me assure you, I am educated. I am not some stupid blonde bimbo that you think I am, and you are a racist, sir.
Debbie, he was in the chat room. Don't be an idiot.
There's your...
Who said that? Who was that?
That's Mr. Solution. He was a part of my show for a long time, and this was one of the first times I ever talked to him, and I hated his guts when I first met him. I thought he was the biggest prick.
You got to like him, Debbie, when me, you, and Joe after Wiretap Radio, Mr. Solution just fucking read me the Riot Act. And you said, look at Fat Mr. Midnight Movie get taken down like a retard or some shit. And then Mr. Solution started coming on your show and talking shit about me.
Oh, that was such a good time.
Now, Rick had trouble with words. I told Rick to take his ass to dictionary.com.
I think he was great on the shows. I thought he was great. I swear to God, I loved it. He was real smart, Eric. He was a really, really smart guy. And he hated Mr. Midnight Movie. He thought he was the epitome of white racist. It was funny.
He said, one time I did a diatribe and I said, "You have a response today?" And he said, "Oh, well, Heil Hitler." I don't know if I find that funny, but I did.
There's never been one example of a black shooting and killing a white person.
That's bullshit.
Because that's basically what your show is about. Bullshit. I don't know. Who is this guy? This sounds like a Phil Henry wannabe. You know, they sound like a bunch of underdeveloped boys. I've had about enough of you to this asshole.
Mr. Midnight Movie, listen to this drop. This is one of my favorite drops. Listen.
What's your name? I'm sorry?
Triple M, or you can call me Brian, either one.
Brian, but what's your handle? Mr. Midnight?
Yeah, Mr. Midnight Movie. That's fine.
I think you're full of crap.
That's Curtis. That's Curtis. Curtis turned. Don't y'all think Curtis turned mean?
That's what that pop-off vodka will do to you after a while. Fuck your head up.
Is that what it is? It's called pop-off vodka? Is that
yeah,
right?
you get that for like $5.99 at Walmart or something. You know, the cheapest freaking bottle you can get, and they put it in a plastic bottle. It's just like grain alcohol.
God, that's
like,
horrible.
It's only been filtered twice, maybe. You know,
Man, that's bad. He was bad.
Yeah, he blocked me on Twitter because I just went to go see his account because Liz said he's on Twitter, and the fucking guy blocked me. I forgot that he was mad at me. So anyway. But he's still tweeting. I went on my other account and saw that he's still on there. So he's alive. I know that much.
He would block me every week. It was weird.
That's right. He would get all mad, and then he would drink, and then he'd fall in love with you again.
Yeah, that's right.
He had a love-hate with you. It just depended on how many drinks he had that night.
It was bizarre.
No, but when you brought up his slave family, you know.
Slave family.
He went
Sonny used to fuck him up with that shit, I remember.
He went nuts.
He went ballistic.
It was so bad that Eric dropped what he was doing and called into the show. It was that bad. And chewed him out. He was like, "What are you doing, Curtis? Have you lost your freaking mind?" Because he would not let it go. He would not let it go.
Slaves and meat, Debbie. That's very mean.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, "That's very, very mean, Debbie, for you to do that." And I was like, "What?" I mean, it was your words. It was your words, Curtis, not my words. In fact, I just happen to have that right here, don't I?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, and it's good, too.
it.
I got to see if I can find it. Let's see. All I'm looking at is these little bitty lines, these little dashes.
What are you doing, Joe? Is it cold?
I'm drinking vodka. What are you drinking?
It was 110 today in Phoenix. What temperature were you at?
Around 15 degrees Celsius.
Oh my God! Here, let's do a shot. 1, 2, 3, go. Here.
Go.
Joe was kidding him that he was drinking with him. Joe wasn't drinking with him.
Fuck yeah. Ooh, they're getting smoother.
Oh my goodness. I've got to go to work now. 11:30 tomorrow. It's 10:15. I have 13 hours to get sober. Now, Deborah,
you still got time to get an 8-ball in you before work.
Joe.
Stuff.
You don't got to be to work for 13 hours, man. That's enough time
Yeah.
for an 8-ball and a hooker.
So Debbie kept playing that thing. She went above the White House, and
You better
all
get 2
people,
8-balls if you're getting a hooker.
Senators were like, "Oh, Madonna should be put in jail for that." And Madonna came on the camera. You know, it was Trump, the porn, said all that about grab her pussy, da da da. And he was elected, and she made that grand statement after all that hoopla, blow the what. And
Here's the
then
thing,
she
here-
apologized.
Ozzy Osbourne
Wait.
is my favorite singer of all times.
Or say anything that I'm not able to back up.
Debbie B.
Wow.
Old school blaming the victim.
Is that right or wrong? My great own slave. And you did anybody slave on this call?
Wait. I went too far ahead. I got to play the part that I said it. I said,
yeah.
Okay, here we go. Listen, right here.
Say bully. That's all I was doing. Because one night on my show, he talked about his family and how they owned slaves. And then he starts saying that we're all these horrible, horrible people. And I said, wait a minute. Has anybody else on the call ever owned slaves? And watch him freak out. This is him freaking out over his fucking words.
Old West Internet. Are you happy? Yeah. My great owned slaves. But are you happy, Debbie, that I said that? I can't believe that you would do that to make
I for one am shocked.
You're a bully, Debbie.
I had no idea I was sharing the platform with a slave owner.
Sit back as a bully and put somebody down, make them feel bad, Debbie.
I am not putting you down. I'm just shocked, Kurt. I just never knew that.
Debbie brought that up to make me feel bad, put down my family. Sure did. Old West Internet. Brought to you by Debbie B.
Wow.
Old school blaming the victim.
Is that right or wrong? My great own slave. And you did anybody slave on this call? Shit. You bully. How dare you?
Let me ask you something, Kurt. Does she abuse, intimidate, or aggressively dominate others?
Yeah.
Well, is there any evidence you would have on the table as it relates to her conduct?
What you did right now? Does anybody, all the people on the car, did anyone own slave? just a bitch bully. But she did purposely trying to put me down in my family. When all, you know, if you look back in your Bean family, I'm sure.
This gets real funny. This gets real funny.
All right, let's all just everybody calm down. Let's everybody just take a drink.
She knew. Okay. Let's do it. You want to do 1, 2, 3,
everybody just take a couple of deep breaths.
See the fucking dichotomy in this crazy son of a bitch?
All the people on the call, Joe, Dr. B, Curtis, who owns slaves?
He wouldn't shut up about it. He would not. And Curtis, Eric calls in and jumps his ass. Eric calls in and tries to talk sense into him.
So, I got to ask, Kurt, have you been practicing this female voice? Because I like it.
What? Is that right, Debbie? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted, Debbie? That everybody on the air right now know that only my family owned slaves 200 years ago. Is that was your point?
Here comes Eric.
Deborah Bean Green. Fuck.
To hear your complaint.
Wait. Sorry.
Everybody's family.
Okay,
history.
Where were we? Okay, so we've established that out of everybody on the call, only Kurt's family owns.
What I'm doing is a practice that is known as the echo. Okay.
I do this
if you knew anything about
all the time to Victor.
And abusers.
If
like
Victor gets
Curtis,
mad, I go to the echo mode.
It's called the echo. Let me show you with a song.
You did it to yourself. Now you're all by yourself. Acting like you hate me. I love because you made me. You played me to the left. Now there's nobody left to hear your complaining. I'm gone. And all you're hearing is your own. And I'm gone. And you're all alone. Can't you
When I was young, my mom taught me that. Hold on, let me hit pause. My mom taught me a long time ago that if somebody's real pissed off at you for something that you didn't do, or that they're just wrong and they're ranting, just get real quiet and just let them rant and rant and rant and rant. And then that's called the echo. My mom taught me how to do that. And I was doing that to Curtis. I was just sitting there. I wasn't saying a word, and I was just letting him go on and on and on. But when Eric calls in, I do something that really cracks Eric. I mean, Eric loses his shit laughing. It's really funny. Listen, it's right here. I'm laying down so I can't reach my mouse. Okay, listen. I'll skip the song. Play.
It started off great, but who was to know that love is lost? Cannot be let go. You say it's my fault. Okay, then I'll go. It's better to know now it's nobody to argue with. Cause I'm not home. Don't care who you're with. Don't call my phone. Or did you forget? You know you're wrong. I'm gone. And you're all alone here in your own town. And I'm gone. Here in your own town.
I learned a long time ago from my mom that when somebody's acting like a fucking idiot and they're going, rah, 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 just sit back and listen. Just let them hear the echo. And that's what I'm doing.
Slaves.
That's about
Okay,
what Deborah
so
was saying. That
now,
was her point. She
in
was
Kurt's
out.
defense, that means one of two things, or one of three things. He
There's
owes
a
you
reason
some
I'm
sort of
playing this.
reparation.
There's a reason I'm playing this.
I
It's
don't
funny
care,
as
but
fuck.
listen,
You're going to
Marie
get a
keeps
surprise in
being
a
mean to
second.
me.
Just stay
as
with it.
nice as she is, and as nice as she thinks she is to me, and I'll not call in for 2 weeks, and I'll call in, oh, Curtis, I miss you. You're my hero. But she bullied me tonight and went against my family and said, who on the call owns slaves? Joe or Dr. B or Curtis? And was trying to sit
All right, okay, Kurt.
me.
When the Civil War happened,
if your family didn't own slaves, and you wouldn't be so offended, but because they did, it pisses you off, and you've got to overly.
No, Debbie
That's
purposely brought up that to diss me and to diss my family when I can't help what happened 200 years ago. She purposely did that right from Dallas, Texas, right there near Dealey Plaza, too. Debbie, apologize to me. Now.
Are you the one to call the shots, Kurt?
Debbie, apologize to bullying me and my family right now.
Right now.
Better.
I'm sorry, so sorry that you are such a fool, and you didn't know that.
You're such a
When I asked about your family having slaves, I never really even said that. It was a stick at Dr. B, and they tell me your mistakes. Who's calling on Skype, God damn it?
Stop with your crap.
No, get lost, Jewish producer. I'm sorry. I'm back to the show now. I'm back to this song. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Part of being drunk, but Curtis, you don't realize that in the last 20 minutes you've told us 14 times that your family had slaves. It wasn't me. Now, Curtis, listen to me. I'm sorry. So sorry. Please accept my great-great-grandfather's apology.
Stop the song.
But back about 200 years ago, as you say.
Stop the song
Okay.
now. Stop the song.
Keep going.
Stop it.
Anyway, so that was that. When Curtis had said he went nuts on us. Curtis will always live in my history as a major part of my show. It's funny.
Yeah, that was great times. Great times.
We've had a lot of fun. There's no doubt about it. There's been a lot of fun on this show. A lot. I mean, involving so many, just a myriad of people. A lot of laughing, a lot of fun. And I think that that's what made it so popular, is people listened in because it was fun. It wasn't about drama. It wasn't about...
Hold on. The fuck, it wasn't about drama.
But it was fun about drama, though.
Yeah, we made fun of drama. What we did is we trolled drama.
Yeah, there was never like serious shows that were built around hating somebody or anything like that. It was a reactive type situation. It was fun.
Well, hold on a second, Debbie.
What?
I got to call you out on this. There were back in the day when Liz went sideways. We did several shows about her. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, there were some good ones.
There were.
One of the best ones that I loved is actually one of my most popular shows on here, because I still get the counts. They still, rack them up, the numbers, and I get to check them every now and then when I feel like it. And that's one of the more popular ones. It's called Resetting the Record Straight. It's pretty funny. Because she did a show called Setting the Record Straight, and I did a show called Resetting the Record Straight. But yeah, no, you're right. But I would have to say, though, that nine times out of 10, Eric, it was just fun. It was just fun. That's all it ever was.
Yeah, it was fun, but you guys got heated. So, I mean, it was like for a while there. Who was it? She did this one show, I forget who it was with, that guy. And they were doing like a little skit. I can't remember the details of the skit, but they were kind of trolling you in their little skit way. Mm-hmm. But it was funny. Do you remember what I'm talking about? That guy, I forget what his name was. I don't know if it was her boyfriend or something.
I don't remember which one you're talking about. She did several. Which one?
I can't remember. It was the only thing that she ever did that was funny, actually. Which wasn't.
Oh! It was when I was in the hospital, and she had Hank barking in the background. He was in the helicopter with me. Remember, Hank was in the helicopter. I was even laughing at that. That was pretty good. That was very good. That was funny. It was like when Fire and Moxie did me and Victor. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Or when they did Mr. Midnight Movie and Jewish Producer. That was funny. When Mekazawa and the other guy did a show called Mr. Midnight Movie and Jewish Producer, go to Forever 21. Oh, God, that was funny. Damn, that was funny.
And you know, in my opinion, even though the Jew had his moments, he kind of, at the end there, nobody really wanted to listen to his bullshit, so everybody just kind of tuned out, and he just kind of dominated for a while there, and I think that kind of hurt the show, and then people kind of stopped listening after that.
Just because when he calls in, it never works out. It just never works out, ever. It never
it always was about him. I mean, ultimately, he just wanted to show off what little comedic value that he could offer in his kind of dry, weird way.
Well, yeah, and he always just made it whatever he wanted to do. He would call in and just start. Mostly he would be insulting people that were on the show, you know, and it just really would get to me, and it would piss me off, and it would just go south. Absolutely. But, yeah. It's just not good when he's on. I mean, it's okay if it's just he and I, but if there's somebody else on the show, it goes south really quick.
Yeah. So what about Joe? Was anybody heard from Joe even like in the last several months? Or?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I talk to Joe almost daily in Discord.
Really? Cool.
He is so funny in there. He's funny. He's
always been funny. He was one of my favorites, actually.
He's still funny. Trust me, he's still funny.
I loved it when back in the day before I kind of jumped into the fray. He was on a lot, and I used to listen to you guys, and I used to crack up so hard because you guys had a chemistry, right? And then other people started coming in, and I don't know for sure what happened, but I got the sense that maybe, and Joe would probably never admit this, he'd probably troll the fuck out of me for saying this, but that he got a little jealous because other guys were getting attention, not him. He wasn't getting all the attention anymore.
Yeah, sometimes people did that. Like Steve Rush was never good with other people, but was great. Sonny swears that Steve Rush is the best co-host I ever had on. But some people just don't get along with other people, and you have to be real careful with that because, you know, some people just don't get along. You, on the other hand, get along with everybody. Not everybody. You have a little bit of, you don't have much tolerance for Curtis, and you don't have much tolerance for Dennis, but mostly you get along with everybody. And Jerry too. Jerry gets along with everybody, but Joe really didn't like anybody, to be honest with you. Just Sonny, maybe. You know? Exactly. One night, me, Sonny, and the Jew were on, and we were talking about, I brought up, they were having tsunamis where he was, and I brought up these things called a tsunami pod. And we ended up laughing so hard we couldn't breathe. It was funny.
I've never heard of that before. Tsunami what?
A tsunami pod. If a tsunami happens, you know, tsunami and all that water comes, you jump into this big ball that's like as big as, you know, maybe your car or like a small car. And it's got supplies, water, whatever, and you just float around in the water so you don't die. It's called a tsunami. It's called a tsunami pod. Yeah. And I brought it up, and the Jew just went nuts with it. And Sonny and I were losing our shit laughing. I think it's right about here. Let me see.
And somebody else out there to bring them both in.
From tornado stuff?
Yeah, she was in a flood, and she was hanging onto a tree, and the water was rushing by. Finally, a rescue guy gets out there. Well, he's fucking spent by the time he gets there.
What?
And they're having to drag them both out. It was just crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of rescues. But you know, the other day they had 4 tornadoes drop, and I don't remember how many people they killed.
Aww.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
That's pretty sad.
I think Tulsa got it really bad.
Yeah, and I want to get a a shelter for me and Hank and Fufu and Gunner. I was looking at those yesterday. They've got one at Home Depot for about, that's affordable because.
Is this an underground shelter or one that bolts down to a concrete slab?
It bolts down to the concrete slab.
Those are the way to go.
Really? They have them at home.
Yep.
They have them at Lowe's and at Home Depot. I was actually looking at them, and I thought I might do that. Because this is really starting to get spooky, Sonny, around here.
Yeah, no, I know. There is something really weird going on.
Where would you go? Do you have a plan?
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm not being funny. Do you have a plan?
I do have a plan. I have now that I'm living out at the lake, I have a big cellar actually there. Do you remember when I first got that place and that cellar was flooded?
Yes, and you got those teenagers to help you with it?
Fuck yeah, man. And then I had to bring another company in and get them to reseal everything. But I've got a nice setup there with regard to the cellar and stuff like that. But yeah, there's some stuff going on. Texas is now considered a subtropic zone. And that's
pod for you and Jonathan in case it's Tuesday.
Oh, I didn't hear him. I'm sorry.
Sounds a lot like me.
Yeah, there you go.
You need to get a tsunami pod for you and Jonathan in case a tsunami hits.
I was here for the tsunami.
Have you seen those tsunami pods?
No.
No.
Who wants to roll around in a fucking pod while everything's destroyed around you? That's ridiculous.
What, is this like a pod like they have for the president in Air Force One?
You haven't seen the tsunami pods?
No. This has got to be some kind of joke.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's tsunami pod. Tsunami. What? Wait. Tsunami pods. What, Debbie, come on, you idiot! I'm so tired. You have to get a tsunami pod.
The Jew was in a real bad mood that night.
Horrible idea.
It's just
he was in a real bad mood that night. He felt like shit, and so he's being real quiet. But he was on the call the whole time. Listen, this is where it gets funny.
Big circle that you get in if the tsunami hits, and you just roll.
And you just float around like a bobber in a lake that you're
Carry your fucking pot around with you wherever it is. What is that? Constitutes a tsunami. Dragging a red wagon behind you.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Red wagon. I can see the Jew, and the sirens are going off. Please find higher ground, please. Please find.
Get out of my pod! Leave my pod alone. It's my pod.
That's right.
Yeah, you get in and you bolt in. You strap.
Exactly. Now just imagine the pod filled with 20 people all scrambling to get in there.
Yeah, and it's turning over and over and over. Oh my God!
What the hell? Some fucking idiot with a tsunami pod. You ever seen one of them before?
They're all hanging on. Let us in. They're banging on it. Hold on. Here it is. Watch.
You got food in there? You got K-Ration.
Then something dips in, picks it up, cracks it open like an egg, and there you pop out.
No shit.
It's a tsunami pod, not a submarine. Why do you need 5 days of air?
That you can have blaring out, boom, boom.
Is that what it says? 5 days of air?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, including 5 days of air. So what do? You trail this thing behind you. You don't leave home. What?
You know what? What's worse than that is what if this tsunami comes in? You and Jonathan jump into the pod.
Get the cat.
And then all of a sudden, as the tide goes out, you and Jonathan float out to way out in the fucking ocean.
That's what I said. Martha,
Yes.
what the hell's out there? It's a tsunami pod. Who's going to go out and get it? Don't know.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Why you need all the food?
Jonathan wouldn't have his PlayStation. Can you imagine? Y'all feed each other's throats.
Oh,
Oh, that's funny stuff. That's good stuff.
Told me last
So
night.
really, what happens if you're out in this pod and you float out to sea and you're waiting for somebody to come and rescue you, and you've got this clock counting down, boom, 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 boom. Do you just say goodbye to each other as you go to sleep? What?
They'd be sitting on top of it with their shirts off.
have a little porthole at the top, and he's waving. Hey, over here.
That you would be using his shirt as a flag to try to wave people down. Sharks going. Sharks are circling his pod.
Yeah.
He's sitting up on top of it.
The other white meat. There you go.
Oh my God. Yes, we have fun on this show. We were losing it. There's so many of those.
It's good to listen to those shows when Sonny just was having so much fun, and he's in a good mood. And
oh yeah, that wasn't too long ago too. This one was only 1 year ago. It was in June of 2020 when we did that.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says. I'm looking at it. It has over 640 listens.
So that was COVID had already kind of kicked off by then, supposedly.
Yeah, apparently it had. Yeah. Yep.
That's the story they're telling us, at least.
And I think that people mostly would tune into this podcast for the laughs, because everybody was sick of hearing about Trump and COVID-19 and Biden this and all this kind of bullshit, and we never talked about that stuff. Now, there were times that we did, but usually it was just about, we were just sort of like a reality show. It was like just tune in and see what they're doing tonight,
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what I think made it great. And it can be great again because I can get the same cast of characters anytime. I just have to keep doing it because radio survives on repetition.
Yeah, I agree.
I learned that when I was 6 years old. My uncle had a very popular radio show. He had his own radio station in Lubbock, Texas called KEND, The Living End. It was at 1510 on your radio dial, on the AM dial. And it was really popular with the Texas Tech kids. And I asked him one time when I was starting to do this, I actually was going into real radio right before I went into podcasting with a guy named Cecil. And we were going to call ourselves Beanie and Cecil. And on the night before we were set to go on the air, it was on 97.1 KEGL, and we had been approved for money. They gave me $65,000 to pay for a board operator and a co-host, and it was all worked out. And he was going into a restaurant, slipped, fell, and broke his hip. He was a real heavy man. Broke his hip, broke his knee, broke all this stuff, and it just went to shit. I wouldn't do it by myself.
Well, that's a drag.
Yeah, it was going to be called Beanie and Cecil. No, Beanie.
Beanie? Did you say Beanie?
His name was Cecil, and my name, my last name when I was single was Bean, and so we decided to go with Beanie and Cecil. Which Beanie and Cecil was a show back in I think the 40s or something like that. It was a comedy show, and so. Yeah.
I've never even heard of that. I learned something new tonight. I'll have to check that out. It's probably on YouTube then. Why don't you?
I'm sure it is.
Beanie and Cecil, huh? Okay.
That's what we were going to call it, and we'd been approved, and we had been invited on the air, and they had us on a slot. We were going to be on every night from 8 to 10, I believe, is what we were going to be on. I think Beanie and Cecil were puppets. I could be wrong. Beanie and Cecil theme song. I don't know if we were going to use it. No, our theme song was Why Can't We Be Friends? Because we would argue a lot. Here it is from 1962, the Beanie and Cecil cartoon opening.
It's the Beanie and Cecil Show. Come go sailing, we've waited long enough for Beanie and Cecil to song a jolly
I don't think I've ever seen this show. I just knew the name Beanie and Cecil. He's a dragon, I think. It looks like he's a worm or a dragon.
the original Draco.
The original Draco. I know that we're not going to have a serious show right now, but I've been doing so much research into the things that you and I were talking about, and you and I are just got so much we could talk about. It's insane what's going on.
I found some information out yesterday that it was probably the most disturbing information I've ever found, and I'm not exaggerating. I don't even want to talk about it on the air. That's how disturbing it is.
Well, give me a hint at least.
Well, I will give you a hint. I'll even send you the link on privately, but it has to do with DARPA.
With who?
DARPA.
What is DARPA?
DARPA is the defense agency.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They do the what is it called? The research, defense, whatever. They anything that has to do with defense, they do the research and development of any kind of new technology.
Gotcha.
So they've got. That's where, like they say, there's that. We got these technologies that people claim that we've had for 50 years, but we don't know about them, and then they leak this stuff out, like we got iPads and iPhones and all this shit now. But they're saying that we had this technology 50 years ago. It's this kind of shit where DARPA is doing things now that we the public will never know about, and unless somebody leaks out information. And this guy did a YouTube video, and I know there's a lot of people that do a lot of YouTube videos, and I know there's some bullshit out there. I get that, but this guy, I saw his video, and I did some research, and I don't think it's bullshit. The gist of it is that, without giving you all the details, so what they've got is this technology, which this is what blew my mind actually, is this guy was calling it an aerial platform. And so I don't know if what that meant exactly, but he said that they could somehow through this technology, they can create, for example, what looks like a star in the sky. And if you had a camera and you were trying to film it, like with your video camera, and you would see it, and it would look like a spinning ball, or it would look like almost like a UFO, but not a UFO. But people are starting to see these a lot now. They're taking pictures of these orb objects that are way up in the sky, and they change colors and so on and so forth. So a lot of people now think that these are some type of, alien life form or whatever. So, but what I've learned, and I didn't even know this, is that DARPA can actually create this, and then they can use this technology to use mind control.
I'll tell you what, Eric, I don't trust this government as far as I can throw them. I believe anything that you say. This government has become so.
Well, here's what happens. This is the problem. This is the military industrial complex that I'm telling you about. Because what the government does is they're allocated. They've got money to spend on defense programs. So they go to the major corporations like DARPA, for example, and they work with these other contractors to develop these technological defense programs. But once it's out of the hands of the government, and then they, for example, you've heard of targeted individuals, right? Have you ever heard of that before?
Absolutely, I have. Yeah, okay. You bet.
So what that is, and I've been following these people for like 5 years, because when I first heard about it, I thought, what the fuck is this all about? I mean, why are these people claiming that they're getting burned by invisible lasers and people are stalking them and all this stuff? I mean, why would that? What's the point of that? Well, what I learned is this is an experiment that they're doing, and it's the reason why the police and the government never does anything about it is they're the ones that paid these contractors to develop this program. So it's still in the experimental phase, but when they're done experimenting on it, they're going to use these aerial platforms to do it more on a mass scale. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what this guy is saying. And so what was really weird is I tried to find other videos that he'd done, and he hadn't done any other videos in the last 2 years. And then I saw somebody said, rest in peace. So somehow the guy's dead. He was young too. He looked like he was in his mid to late 20s. He was in the service. He was involved in these programs. And he was basically naming names, and he was just saying, he goes, even on his video, says, I know I'm taking a risk by telling you this information. Anyway, it's pretty freaky. So,
yeah, it sounds pretty freaky.
Yeah, it's not something you want to think about before you go to bed. Let me just put it that way.
Absolutely. There's a lot of weird stuff going on out there, like, don't mention his name. But remember the guy I told you that kind of hooked up with me on
Yeah.
And, I mean, they say that he's in charge of monitoring like satellites and things along that. I don't believe that. I believe that he's watching for UFOs. So I don't know. And I don't think he liked the fact that I knew that's what he was doing. I mean, what else would you be up there? I mean, they're going to get involved in the military for satellites.
I think it's a dual purpose. I think two things are happening because they've got the technology so advanced now that they can actually monitor UFOs or whatever it is that's coming into our atmosphere that we didn't build, whatever that is. Okay, they have the technology to disrupt these things. I don't know if they have the technology to win a war with them, but they can disrupt them. But they also can turn around and use that same technology on us to control the population. So it's scary on both ends. It's I don't see anything good coming out of all these satellites that Elon Musk is showing up there. He's put over like 1,000 satellites in the sky. I mean, our entire atmosphere is going to be blanketed with satellites in a few years. So all this technology can be controlled from space. And so when they say Space Force, they're out there supposedly. I don't even know. They're not even necessarily out there, but they're viewing these. They're monitoring the space system that we have. And so if somebody comes along, some other country, for example, or some other non-human entities come along and try to disrupt or fuck up these platforms these space platforms that are out there to do all this, then they're almost like the Space Force is like the space police. They're just protecting our assets that we're going to use in potentially what they imagine to be some type of war at some point. But I don't know that I buy that. But that's kind of what they're thinking, I think. Anyway,
I don't know. All I know is the person got really mad when I mentioned the words U, F, and O.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that.
He said, "What's your words?" I was like, "What's my words? Fuck off." What are you, my dad? No, choose your words carefully. He said, "Choose your words carefully."
Yeah, especially if you're in an open communication system where anything like even us right now talking.
Well, that was when I went off and he put me on a different thing on my phone that was used by the military when he was in Iraq talking to me on it. It's called, I don't even want to tell you what it's called, but it's a private military server where you can talk to people about anything. Nobody can. Yeah,
that's what that Doc Ram was talking about on Gigi's show.
Oh, really? Tonight. Was he? I didn't even hear that.
He said that they can split. He said that they could split like a single communication. I'm just paraphrasing, like a single communication strand.
It's all
they can
scrambled.
Divide it up into 40 different strands, and then it's like people would tune in on a radio, for example, and you'd hear music, but really there's 40 other channels on that little frequency that they can secretly code into that you couldn't code into. That's kind of how it is.
Yeah, he told me to download the app on my phone, and I did, and then I had to get an account, and then I would chat with him and talk to him on that, and then I blocked him. Sorry.
Yeah. It's dangerous to get involved in talking to these people, I think.
I don't trust anybody in the government. I used to, but I don't now. There's no way in hell I trust the government. I think the government I just think they're horrible people. I just
what
do.
If it turns out to be this? I mean, imagine this. Okay, so the government is behaving in a way that just does not seem humane. I mean, that's the bottom line, right?
Well, I mean,
this doesn't seem humane how they treat our citizens and how they make their rules and laws, and they got this $2 trillion budget, and they give 6% or 8% or whatever the number is for the COVID. And the other, 1.8 billions of dollars goes to all their buddies for these it's a total ripoff. It's a total ripoff.
Yeah, throw us a bone, why don't you? I'm just not going to put up with it. Fuck them.
They're going to give people what, $600 or $1,400 or whatever it is they're going to give them, and then anyway, they don't care anymore. It's like, what are we going to do about it? Whatever they're doing. They're gonna tell people that watch CNN and Fox, their story, and half the world is gonna believe it because they saw it on TV. And as long as they can get half the world to believe it, they're gonna keep doing it. That's the way I look at it.
I've never seen anybody lie like the media does. It's unfathomable.
Oh yeah. Now here's what I was gonna tell you about this technology, and when I send you this video, is this guy claims that with this technology that they could make you have sexual interest in anything, not anything. And also, he said that they can control the minds and thoughts and words of anybody, including people in the government.
That I agree. I agree that
So
can be
imagine,
done.
okay, here's what I want to bring this up for is, okay, so you just, let's go back to Biden back in the day, even when he was the vice president, right? And when he would talk, he would speak normally. I mean, he wasn't, he didn't have any problems with speech impediments or bumbling up words or taking phrases and adding in. I mean, you've heard all this shit that he's in the last 6 months. They made a whole video about all the faux pas that he's had, right? You've heard all that. So what if the reason why that was happening is not because Joe's going senile or that he can't remember, but maybe they're using this technology to fuck with him, and then they can control his actions and get him to do things.
Well, have you ever heard of microwaving somebody? God damn it. Stop it. Yeah. They're posting those vomit pictures again.
Oh, they're still out there? Oh, his Dr. Mark C. Maltzer's in there now. He says he's balls deep in pussy, apparently.
Who says that? What?
Dr. Mark C. Maltzer, MD, is in the chat room. Oh, Political Woodstock's in the chat room.
What chat room?
The Spreaker chat. It's a Political Woodstock with her little snark says, this is not radio, but people miss you, Daddy.
It's not radio. Yes. Can you see my screen?
These trolls don't want to hear the things that I'm saying. It's too awakening for them. They want to stay in their little shell, which is fine.
Look at my screen, Eric. Look at my screen on Skype. Can you see it?
I don't see it.
No. Look at your Skype.
I'm on Skype. I'm looking at you. I don't see anything on here.
Let me try again. It's on share screen.
Let's see here.
Switch screen or window. Let's see. It's my desktop.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, look at what they're doing in Discord. Look, they keep posting these videos.
Do I got to click on it to look at it?
No, you have to just watch my screen. You should see what I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm sharing my screen.
Share and connect. Okay, I don't see it.
Well, never mind. You're on your phone, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Never mind.
No worries. So anyway, I just fucking. I'm gonna be going to back to Arizona in a couple weeks, and I'm gonna go back to Las Vegas because they're actually opening up the conference scene again. So they're having this 5D conference in Las Vegas. We're gonna go out to Area 51 to Bridgeville, Nevada.
Dr. Mark C. Maltzer is the Jew.
Is that the Jew?
It's the Jew.
You must have heard us talking about him. Oh, Donald J. Trump's here. He came off the golf course.
That's Andrew from
He's been around a long time.
Australia.
He used to love to troll me. DJT.
He's a good guy. I like him. He's a good guy. He loves the fuck out of the Jew. He calls him Howard. Hey, Howard, he'll say. He's cool. I call him badass because he's... One time these dogs attacked his dogs and he beat the dogs to death.
What? No, not for real.
Yeah, swear to God. Yeah, he's tough. Hank's trying to come in here. Is that you, Hank? He's whining at my door. Hey, Andrew, how you doing, buddy? The Jews. He's Dr. Mark C. Maltzer. Oh, God, we troll each other sometimes. See, that's the name of Liz's doctor.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes. Talk about an asshole.
Right,
Strobe came in my chat room one time as my IP address.
That's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We were just talking. I've been on for 2 hours. This is a long time for me.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired.
I'm too. I got to go. I'm going to go in there and eat. I haven't eaten. I didn't even eat dinner. I'm going to
go eat something and chill. I'll catch up with you soon. I'll that link I'll send to you. I'll put it.
Yeah,
on
do because I watch everything you send me.
I'll put it on Twitter and then I'll send it to you in direct message so you can look at it on.
Hold on, they want to say hi to you in voice chat.
All right.
Hold on. I got to change my voice settings. Hold on.
Who's all over there? Is it the usual?
It's Bathtub Girl, Liz, Mandy, Kings, Jewish Producer, and Automakis, and Josh.
Does Darren still come around?
But they can't hear me because I think I'm muted. Here we go. I got to change my voice settings. I've got them on my computer.
I hear Liz back there.
Yeah, that was Liz, but I have it on my computer, coming out my speakers.
Yeah.
Let me just say hi. Let us say hi to him. Hold on. And boom. There we go. Okay. Let's go back and just say hi. Here we go.
He's all about. He's like a big old weeaboo and all that kind of stuff. He's all
You don't understand the foot fetish thing. Well, you don't have to. It's not for you. It's for us.
It's like a feeling.
Hi, we just stopped by and say hi. This is me and Eric.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Eric.
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys.
Nicole, show me.
Get on webcam, lady. Get on webcam.
Okay.
You missed it.
Oh, that's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Can you show how that ball works real quick?
Yeah, can you show us how the ball works? Show the new people how the ball works again.
Debbie Keith is going to show you how his exercise ball works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's got an
Amazing at that.
It's great. He was bouncing.
Come on, King. Don't be a peaceful.
Kings, you look so sophisticated.
All your friends smile.
Mr. Midnight Movie wants to see too.
Look how cute Kings is.
If you do, I'll show you someone's boobs tonight.
Yeah, show your tits, goddammit. Someone show them.
No, Kings, not you.
No, Kings. No.
No, Jesus.
No. We want to see how the exercise ball works.
Come on, King.
It's too funny.
What is that?
Are you going to show us how the ball works?
Anyway, all right. Say goodnight, Eric.
Good night. Love you. That was
King,
fun.
that's hurting my feelings.
There we go. We're out.
All right, I'm going to hang up.
Me too. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you another time. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to try to do these more often, so just stand by. You'll see. All right? Love y'all.